Okay. Just about to wheel out the aircraft, he says.
Oh,
So maybe we'll go yet.
that's exciting.
Right, that's enough of me. We are going to try and photograph the cliff in here, do 2 or 3 runs and get some idea of the shape of the hill from it's the profile that I'm trying to get. So it's just that nobody has described it before.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to get all the details and put it all together. So I need an accurate profile. That's one reason for taking this flight.
Interesting. So if you sit in the front seat with me on the right side, and when we get to the rendezvous point, when you're ready to go, you just lift this, push it up, okay? And the wind will hold it in place.
Okay, does it make it very wild in the back then?
Not really. You get a bit of fresh air, but I just be sure that you have your camera on a harness, so that it doesn't fall off here.
Now, pups, stop messing with the dials.
Okay, seatbelts first, okay?
So are we going to be able to talk to each other?
Yep. Hope so, if we're in talking mood. I'll talk you through exactly where we are and everything. You can pop that headset on there now, everyone. now. Just see how he feels it open.
part of getting down, or is this sort of for the crack?
Both.
Charlie on a time 5-9er. Flying again, Charlie?
No, I'm finished for the day, Brendan, so I'll put it back in hangar 3 again. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.
What's the name of this mountain here again?
Knocknaree.
Knocknaree.
Yeah. And there's on top of the mountain it's flat, and then there's another kind of a little mini mountain on top of that.
Yeah.
And apparently everyone that climbs it leaves a stone on it, so it's getting bigger over the years.
Fantastic. Safely landed.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
So Pops, mission accomplished?
What do you want me to do? Hello?
Mission accomplished?
Yes, that looks very prospective. Remains to be seen how the photos turn out now.
Yeah, yeah.
It was exciting anyway.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Okay.
So what's happening here then? Why are these cliffs so important?
Right, well what's happening here is the green line, this is a cross-section through the Kilcummin Head cliff. The green line represents bedrock, limestone and shale interbeds. The blue is also limestone and shale interbeds, but it's in a very extensive sheet over 300 metres long, which has come adrift from the bedrock underneath, and it's been transported northwards by the ice. And the ice has done that. The ice was on top of this blue, and it was frozen, and it cemented, as it were, onto the limestone bedrock, which we'll call a raft, and it's carried this raft north across the bedrock. This cross-section comes up to here and it continues along here, so that's north and that's south. So as we walk along here, what we see is what looks like bedrock, and we come up here, and then suddenly we find that it rises up along a thrust fault, and it sits on top of another layer of exactly the same stuff. So it's been lifted up as a sheet and dumped on top of a lower thrust sheet, and that in itself is thrusted over the real bedrock in green underneath. And then up at this end there are just minor complications and a whole stack of smaller thrust sheets forming at the north end. And why I wanted to fly and look at this is that I've only seen this from the bottom of the cliff, and so every time I take a picture I'm looking upwards and I get a distorted view, and what I want from the air is to see what the real profile of this is, which I know is higher than is shown on this diagram in relation to what happens further south. So that's about it.
Marvellous.
Come again next time. On the map, are you right?
Yeah.
Here is Sligo, and we flew along here across Killala Bay to Kilcummin Head, which is there, and my little cliff is on the east side of that facing into Killala Bay. And that's where we flew, and we saw things like that sandbar as we turned around and came back.
All right.
That's it.